For the last year, I've really been wanting to do this, but life just gets in the way. Me with my own family and working, but I'm like, I just need to do this. I have so much information that I want to share with people, and I hope that it can just help you guys feel a little more at ease and a little more prepared for whatever may happen. There has been such a feeling of uneasiness in the air. I'm sure, well, I know most of you have felt it because I have talked with all my friends, my family. It's just everything is, we just don't know what's happening. The political unrest, the world pandemic, is that going to end? Is going to get worse? Is something else going to happen? I mean, that uneasiness has just been so hard, I think, on a lot of families, especially those of us that have kids. So I just want to introduce those of you that don't know me. My name is Deneen, and I'm a nurse. I myself have 6 kids. So I love this program because it teaches you on a budget. It's simple foods that are so easy. You just grab an extra bag of this here and there, and then you can make pretty much everything that you eat today with the steps that we're going to go through today. Let me first introduce you to my mom. This is Marlene. This is actually her original book. That's why it looks so used. I actually got it from her after she passed away. Her parents actually migrated to America right after World War I. They grew up in America trying to do the American dream, but they were very poor. They didn't know English, and they had suffered a lot in Germany during the war, so they knew what it was like to starve, to not have food. In fact, my grandmother, my mom's mom, there were 10 kids in their family and only 3 survived because of starvation. And my grandmother was so small when she was born, she grew up with rickets and other malnutrition diseases. So that love for being prepared started with my grandparents and then my mom. So my mom had 12 kids. I'm the 10th of 12. And so my mom really had to learn how to work with a budget anyway with food. Her love for food grew into a catering business. So growing up, we catered to so many people. And it was so much fun to see her talent not only help our family, but to help so many other people. So her sisters, her kids just said, Mom, you gotta write a book. She didn't want to go through the effort, but she did. And it's been so fun to see thousands of people be touched by her talents. When I was first married, after she had passed away, one of my sisters and I really kept this going and lectured a lot. I was able to travel to Canada and a lot of the Western United States to teach these things. But then life happened. We had our kids, life happened, I guess that's all you can say. So for the past probably 7-8 years, I've been like, I really need to get this going again. So here we are. And I hope this can really influence you guys and help you guys too, to just feel a little more secure in preparing for your family and having the stuff that you guys need. Ever heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs? I'm sure most of you have. I love Maslow's hierarchy because as individuals, we all want to reach our greatest potential, right? So what Maslow's hierarchy of needs does, he puts everything into a triangle, and it's step by step for you to reach the very top of your potential. I think he calls it self-actualization. You have to have the previous steps done. So why do I love doing this? Let me tell you a little bit why. So the very bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of needs is what, if you guys cannot remember? Your basic needs: shelter, food, and water. So if you don't have those needs, you will never be able to go up that ladder. You will never be able to reach your potential and become that person that you want to be. So for me, it's so basic. If we're taking care of our bodies, taking care of our families, we can actually, no matter what's going on in our society or what's going on in the world, we can still become that person we want to become and not have to worry about those basic needs. So that's really one of the reasons why I love this program, why I love teaching people about it. So let me tell you really quickly how it works. It goes through 7 steps, just from the basic foods and what you add in each step and then what you can make with it. You can see how it really will work within your budget. It's not going to strap you for money, and you'll be so surprised about what you can make with these simple few ingredients. So let's start right here. Your basics that anybody needs in their home pantry, their home grocery store, right? So step 1 is your basics. So we have flour, or you can store wheat, which you can grind up to make flour, right? This will last longer than flour. But most people are just going to store their flour, sugar or honey, salt, your milk. Of course, you can have a ton of milk in your fridge or freeze it. Or I also buy like coconut milk and just put it on my pantry shelf. But here's powdered milk, salt, oil, and then water. I'll do a whole nother lecture down the line about water. So these things right here, your basic needs. So what can you make out of this? A lot of people will say, oh, I can make bread. Not quite. But what you can make with this, you can make tortillas. You can sprout your wheat if you have wheat, and it'll obviously give you more nutrition sprouting it. You can have some milk, have a cup of milk. There's, you know, you can survive on this, have flatbread. But it's just your basics. It's kind of the oomph of every recipe that people have. For me, I've had to go gluten-free. I have stored a lot of gluten-free flour as well to add to this step. The only 2 ingredients you're adding, only thing, is your eggs and your leavenings. So when I get a sale on eggs, I freeze them, put them in a muffin pan and freeze them. They last in the freezer for so long. You can buy powdered eggs. You can also have fresh eggs right in your fridge. And then your leavenings, your baking soda, yeast, baking powder. Okay, so what can you now make? You just added 2 simple things, eggs and your leavenings. Let me read to you how your list just grew just by adding those 2 things to your basics. So you now can make custards, puddings, pancakes, waffles, German pancakes, cookies, muffins, English muffins, bread, crepes, pasta, biscuits, crackers, mayonnaise, and egg noodles. Isn't that amazing? Just by adding 2 ingredients, your list just increased to about 20 items of what we eat today. So I love that. I think it's so cool. Step 3, so you're going to add a couple more items, right? All we're adding in step 3 is all of your tomato products and your cheese and butters. So butter, I always have a bunch of this in my freezer from Costco. You can buy canned butter, you can buy powdered butter, but I like the real stuff in my freezer. Cheese, you also can buy powdered cheese, whatever kind of cheese you like, and then any tomato product. So of course, what are we gonna be able to make with this now? You got all your basics, so now you can make any Italian dish, right? Your lasagnas, your pastas, your meatless casseroles. So many things you can now make with just adding 2 more ingredients. I love that. Okay, now we go to step 4. Step 4, again, all you're adding is 3 ingredients to your pantry, right? So here we're adding canned milk, all your canned fruits, and unflavored gelatin. First of all, let's talk about canned milk. I don't know if you guys know how amazing this is, but this is your baby food. Now I have to tell you, again, my grandmother's story growing up in World War I, how only 3 of the 10 children survived because of malnutrition. Why would this be so important to have in your in-home grocery store? It has protein, calcium, and fats, everything a baby needs to develop appropriately for its brain, bones, muscles. This is it. I remember growing up, my mom always kept these on her shelves, and this would be her baby formula. We would fill half the bottle up with this and half the bottle up with warm water, and I would feed that to my little brothers. So this is amazing. Also with this will make any cream soup. This, if you chill it and whip it up, it makes whipped cream. It's pretty amazing. Now, why gelatin? Why would that be so important in just a few of the steps? Gelatin is your spreader. So for instance, I don't have a small can of fruit here. If I had a small can of fruit, some sugar, and gelatin, I can make a huge bun pan of a yummy, delicious Jell-O salad, right? Put whipped cream on top of it. And that would feed my entire family, just that one dessert. So this helps you stretch. There's so much that you can do with gelatin. So that's why Mom put it in step 4. So step 4, now what you're going to be able to make is all your cream sauces, all your Jell-O salads, your whipped cream desserts, and your baby formula, like I talked about. Okay, step 5, this is our beans and seeds step. So anything beans, anything seeds, and soup bases go in this step. So for instance, your beef broth, chicken broth, that's gonna flavor water, right? You can put whatever you want in a chicken broth or beef broth and make a soup out of it. So those are really important. Cream and mushroom, cream and chicken. How many things do we make with that? A million things, right? You can add that to make your casseroles, your soup, so many things with that. Rice and beans. Rice and beans, in fact, if you're really struggling for a budget right now, I would take your rice and beans and put them in step 1, because when you eat rice and beans together, you have a total protein, meaning that every amino acid in a protein is there with a mixture of rice and beans. So that is such a staple in your pantry to have. And for me, seeds, amazing. I will have to do a whole nother lecture about seeds and sprouting. So for us, we love alfalfa seeds, and so did my mom. So she actually came up with so many recipes with alfalfa. But I want to share with you why seeds are so important, especially if you need them for nutrition. So I'm going to read to you what alfalfa has in it. It's so amazing. So alfalfa, let's see. Of course, sprouting any grain or seed increases the nutritional value, but however, alfalfa is the king of the sprouts. Alfalfa provide a good source of vitamin A, B, C, D, E, G, K, and U. They contain vital cell-building amino acids. Alfalfa is a rich source of minerals such as phosphorus, chlorine, iron, silicone, aluminum, calcium, magnesium, sulfur, sodium, and potassium. And let's see, because of the high chlorophyll level, it helps contribute to the healing process. Alfalfa sprouts contain 35% protein, which is higher than most meats. Isn't that amazing? So this little thing right here, this is like your vitamin pill. I mean, every vitamin is here. You sprout it, which is so easy. I'm gonna tell you guys how to sprout. You sprout it, and you know you're getting every vitamin because these are alive. Multivitamin pill, they expire, you don't know if they're working. This, you know it's alive and it's working. A must. So again, rice, beans, alfalfa sprouts, I would just stick right there in step 1. Because remember, right, you want to be able to have your health, be able, your children to be able to grow normally and functional if it ever comes to that. But love that step. So now, what can we make after step 5? Our list is growing. Now you can make hearty dinner soups, chili, refried beans, rice dishes, rice puddings, all your fresh sprouts, and all your broths. So pretty amazing. This is, my mom said, your meat and potato step. Whatever meat, whatever potato you have in this step. So of course you can have potatoes in your pantry, you can have meat in your freezer, but I love all the packaged stuff that can stay on your shelf and last a long time. So I have all the types of potatoes, your scallops, your mashed, your potato pearls. Love this, found this at Costco. This is, stays on your shelf, you don't even need to put it in your freezer. Got my shredded beef, your chicken in a can, salmon, tuna, whatever you want. Goes without saying, you know what you can make now. Your most hearty meals, right? Your meat and potatoes. Okay, so end of step 6. Just kind of look at that. It's not a lot of stuff, right? But look at just 6 steps. You are pretty much eating like you eat today. Check this out. You have all of your breads, tortillas, custards, pudding, casseroles, dinners, meat dinners now, chilies, soups. You have everything, probably better than most of you today, just with those simple few ingredients. So step 7 was donated now to whatever else you like. So this is kind of your go-to step, whatever you like. For me, of course, I'm gonna have my plastic chocolate chips. My kids love their cereal, so we're gonna have the cereal. Oatmeal's a great thing to put in here. Good grain, but not your most nutritious. That's kind of why it's here. Your chocolate powder, other types of sugars, anything you want, candies, whatever. My mom was funny. She loved her grandkids. So she would actually buy the hard candies because they last long. And she would keep those because she said when she grew up so poor, just getting one piece of hard candy was so good. And that was such a treat for her. So she was so cute thinking of her grandkids. Like I said, I'm from a big family. I have awesome sisters that are so talented, and I'm hoping to draw upon their talents too for you guys to see a lot of their stuff that they do. So if you're interested, please share this with anyone that wants to know. I think it's just such a good program for people to learn what to put in their in-home grocery store and to help them start feeling like, I can take care of my family if anything happens or in a time of need. And that's my biggest desire right now, is just to help people just have what they need to take care of their families, just in case. Follow me on inhomegrocerystore.com, on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and also my website, of course, where I'll be posting all the videos, all the great ideas. Let me know if I can form a good interest list and I get enough interest. I'll definitely do another printing of this book for you guys. Let me know. Okay, let's get started.